microphone, right? But real quick, it's my pleasure. I want to introduce Cisco Cotto to you. You've heard him on WLS, right? Isn't it great? It's to have a fellow patriot in the media. I can't say enough. And Cisco, you are just so charming in person, and it's just great to have you here, and it's great to have you on our team. Everybody welcome Cisco Cotto.
Hey Patriots, how y'all doing tonight? Are you ready to take back your government? You know, November is coming. It is just around the corner. And this is the kind of passion that has to be harnessed to make sure there is real change in November. I'm so excited to be here tonight, and I'm so excited to see so many people out there who are as passionate about this as I am. You know, I've seen, and I know you have too, I've seen over the last several years some changes in our government that are scary beyond belief, changes that if we don't act now are going to be irreplaceable. Things are going to be in place. We're not going to be able to do anything about it unless we continue this passion and keep it going all the way through to November. A lot of Democrats and a lot of Republicans who aren't necessarily so happy about people getting together like this and being passionate like this and fighting for their beliefs. A lot of those people are hoping that some of this passion subsides come Election Day. Are you going to let that happen? Are you going to sit on your hands come Election Day? Are you going to stay home and not vote and not tell your friends and family about it, or are you going to get involved? And I met a woman here earlier, right before the event started tonight, who said for years and years she sat on the sidelines. She voted, but she didn't get involved. There are people like her all around America who are coming to events like this who are saying, I'm sick and tired of it, I'm not going to sit on my hands anymore, I'm going to get involved, and I'm going to make sure the right change happens in November. One of the changes that we've seen over the last few years is political leaders who have decided they know better how to run our lives than we do. And instead of going to Washington, going to Springfield, going to various city and village halls, and doing the work of the people, doing what we sent them there to do, reflecting our values and our principles, insteed of doing that, they've decided they can tell us the way it's going to be, and we're just supposed to stand by and let it happen. Are you going to stand by and let it happen? Are you going to do that? Are you going to allow the political leaders to continue to pat you on the head like a little child and say, hey, we know what's best. You just sit there and be quiet, because that's what they want you to do. They want you just to sit down and shut up and let them lead. And I think you're seeing in elections all around this country, people like you are saying, we're not going to sit down. We're not going to shut up. The time for change is now. November is coming. How many of you like that new health care law? Oh, really? You don't think that's fantastic change? It's been implemented? There's so much junk in that health care law that we'd have to be here for weeks and weeks for me to go through all of it. Although if any of us had read the bill, it would be better than most of our elected representatives. But one thing, everywhere I go, that I want to make sure that everyone knows about is one of the many taxes that are included in that health care law. It's called, they gave it a fancy name hoping that no one would pay attention to it. It's called the Medical Device Excise Tax. What that means, I need to make sure you understand this, okay? What that means, even though they gave it a fancy name to try to confuse people, what that means is anytime you go to the doctor and that doctor gives you a medical device, uses a medical device on you, anytime that happens, when that device is purchased, there has been a tax on that device. So whether it's a cane or a tongue depressor or cotton balls, they're taxing every single thing that is used in the medical process now. The thing that amazed me most about it was bedpans are now being taxed. You can't even be sick and go to the bathroom without them levying a tax on you anymore. Is that the kind of stuff that we're going to put up with? Are we going to continue to let this happen? The only way that it's going to stop is through involvement, not only tonight, but all the way through Election Day, and that is what tonight's event is all about. Giving you the resources you need to get involved, to make a difference. You know, voting is important. Voting is extremely important. But it's about so much more than that. It's about letting our friends and neighbors know what needs to be done. It's about getting on the phone and calling people, sometimes complete strangers, to let them know exactly what's going on and exactly what needs to be done. Change, we heard a lot about that a while ago. That change was coming. We didn't quite know what it was. Actually, some of us did know. But now it's time to reverse that and to start talking about free market principles in smaller government and people being allowed to live their own lives. I'm passionate about it. I'm blessed to be able to talk about this every day on the radio. I'm stunned at how many people email me and call in and they'll connect with me on Facebook or Twitter or something. Just passionately disagreeing with me, just as though the things that I'm saying are somehow restricting their life or trying to control their life. What they don't understand is that's exactly opposite of what we want to do. We're sick and tired of the government controlling every little aspect of our lives, all the way down to medical decisions. All we want is for our elected leaders to go and do the job of the people, which means doing what we say instead of what they think we want or what special interests tell them they need to do. It's all about us, right? It's about these people right here. It's about the people who send them to their elected office. Well, as many of you know, I could talk all day. That's why I'm blessed to have a job where they pay me to talk, because otherwise, someone else would have to listen to me. But I'm going to stop now because there are a lot of other great people that you need to hear from tonight. Before we get to them, though, here's a video that I want you to see from the Will County Tea Party Alliance. So watch this, please.